those moving floors at the airport, and if you're also walking fast on them and then suddenly it stops and then you like get launched off of it, that can be so jarring. Hi, I'm Nicole Justine Reed, and I'm going to talk a little bit about re-entering life after vacation. So probably a lot of you have already experienced this recently with the holidays if you went on vacation. I know that I did. And throughout the year, when you decide to go on a weekend getaway or a week-long vacation, 2 weeks, 3, 4, whatever it is for you. And I think that this is really important to discuss because we have this idea that vacation, this is the time period we're going to be gone, but we don't think about the time period leading up to it or the time period coming back. And then we get really frustrated and jarred when we kind of come back to reality or life sometimes, and it can just be a little bit disarming and alarming and kind of stressy. And so what I want for you is to have it not be a stressful experience. And this just takes a little bit of conscious intention and realistic expectations and planning. It's about really knowing yourself and what you need so that you can fully enjoy your vacation and your time off and make a really luscious experience. So what I have learned through trial and error, through my own experience of what's working and what doesn't work, that I really like to have the lead-in time to the vacation. So packing takes a while for me. I mean, I don't know about you. Maybe some people, if you go on a trip over and over again, you're really fast at that, and maybe it's a really easy thing for you. But this is really about, and I want to really emphasize this, that this is really about you knowing your own rhythm and knowing what you need, and not assuming you need to be like other people. Some people might be fast packers, some people might be slower packers, some people might actually be able to just come back and just re-enter after vacation, and some people might not. And so this is not about shoulds. There is no correct formula that takes X amount of days. This is just about you really tuning into your unique needs, being conscious about them, and then embedding them into your life and acting upon it. So for me, the day before I leave for a vacation, I like to have absolutely nothing scheduled. No clients, no appointments, no have-tos, nothing on the calendar, because that is the day where I am packing. That's the day where I'm finalizing putting things in the suitcase, making sure, that everything's okay with my cat, making sure that, our plants are watered and fed, and just all these details that happen right before you leave. And so that I know that I need that full day to just really focus on getting ready for the trip, because there's always last minute stuff, as much as I plan for it, there's always just some random thing that comes up. And so I allot time for that, and I embed that in. I allow for the surprise. So I bring that in. And then also just sort of noticing maybe a week before, or a few days before, or, however long you need to have a packing list, to have a travel list, to have something that, will help you kind of get organized and get prepared so that you can start taking things kind of get them out of the way, or, get them taken care of in a reasonable, steady manner so that it's not all piled on towards the end. So this is just a mindset of really being conscious, what do I need? Plan ahead and be proactive. And the same mindset happens for reentry. When you're coming back, right? Because vacation's amazing. You get to experience new things, go to new places, maybe be with new people, try new cuisines, all this good stuff. But it can take you out of your routine. I mean, it's essentially supposed to in a way, right? Because it's shaking up your life, and it's exciting to be in a new area, and maybe you bring some of your elements of your routine into your vacation. But there's going to be stuff that's different. So you're going to be a little maybe you sleep in instead of waking up at a certain time, or maybe you're eating more, exercising less, or maybe you're not, right? But these are choices that you're going to make on your vacation. And so when you come back, then it's getting back into the swing of things. When do you wake up? When do you go to work? What is your day like, right? What is your rhythm? What is your routine? And it's kind of those moving floors at the airport, and if you're also walking fast on them and then suddenly it stops and then you get launched off of it, that can be so jarring. And so the best way I have found to handle those moving floors is, go for it. Walk. But then in the time period right before you get off, then you kind of slow down, you prepare for the re-entry so that when you hit that steady floor, aka your life, once you've returned back from vacation, it's like a nice re-entry. It feels okay. Your body's still moving. It's just easier for you. So what are some of the things that help with re-entry? Well, first, it's It's really paying attention to your own body and your rhythm and allowing it to reset. If you are changing time zones, this will take a little bit more time. Jet lag pills and time zone calculators and all this kind of stuff can really help you to prepare for how long you might need to get your sleep going. Because the problem is when you're expecting, oh my God, I should be back to snuff immediately, like the first day, and I'm not, then you'll start beating yourself up. But if you're like, wait, it's going to take me like a week to get my sleep schedule going, that's cool. You know, I'm a little bit better today. You can celebrate your progress on that. The other thing is to really let people know that you're coming back, so that it might take a while for you to answer all your emails. You're not going to get to them all in one day, probably. I mean, if you're a very, very busy woman or man. So it might take a few days to get back. And so you want to train people, leave an away message. Hey, like, I'll be back on this time and I'll be responding to emails from this time to this time. So please be patient. Thank you. You know, you just train people, you let them know. So know what your expectations are for yourself. Let people know what they need to do so that the relationships can be maintained with clarity. People understand. You just need to let them know. Don't leave them in the dark about that. And then finally, it's really about like managing your time. You know, what are the actions you're going to take each day, and realize that you may not be at your full bandwidth immediately when you return. Maybe you're used to getting this much done, and maybe the day after vacation you get this much done. That's okay. But if you get that much done, that's awesome. Good for you. And then the next day it's a little bit more, and the next day it's a little bit more. It's sort of like this ease in process. Like, I like to think of it as like a sliding scale. It's like a gradation. So it's not like off this moving floor, right? It's like this, okay. We were moving at a different pace, and now we're moving at this new pace, and you need to allow for the time transition in between in whatever way works for you. Please post below what is working for you, what you've noticed. Is there some formula you use? You know, how many days on, off? Like, what are you needing? Does it depend on the type of vacation that you're going? If you're going to go lay on a beach versus, you know, you're running around seeing the city, like, what are your energy levels around that? It's just how well do you know yourself? You know, and giving yourself what you need all the time so that you can live the most fulfilling express life possible. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.